Alright everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you Kentmere 400 at 1600. This might be my favorite photo that I've ever taken of all time. There's just some guy. He happened to be there, just kind of standing, and I framed him up with the tree that's above him, and I took the shot. And this film still has kind of its purpley looking base on it. And not going to lie, I kind of like that. The other ones I did take it out, most of them. But, you know, it's really growing on me. Kentmere has just this unique look to it once you're using it, and if you don't take all that out. So, honestly, I might start using black and white mode with a purple filter in the M50 up here. It's just kind of cool. But you can see, though, there is quite a bit of sharpness still remaining, even at 1600. The plants do blend together, of course, the vegetation and the trees. But I think I was at a pretty narrow aperture for this one, seeing as it was still daytime, so don't know how much diffraction will play into this. Let's just move on. Goodness, allergies have been going crazy. This is a photo of a bridge, obviously, but as you can tell, there is still quite a lot of clarity. The tree does have, you know, some of its branches, they're starting to get a little fizzy, and that's just because of, well, when you have so much grain, even if you compress the image a lot, it doesn't really fix that. It doesn't make it any, how do I put this? You're not going to get the same resolution as if you shot with like Ilford Pan F. That's just obvious. But there's still a lot of gray, gray areas here. And I say gray because it's not quite black and it's not quite white. It's just a nice day. And it's kind of flat, like Kentmere always is, but it's very contrasty at the same time. I don't know, I'm a big fan. You still get a lot of resolution in this. That's why printing your work is so much cooler than, pixel peeping. Because all of a sudden, you don't have to pixel peep, you just enjoy the image. So, this is an interesting photo that I took of a plane passing overhead between power lines. Of course, it wasn't really between power lines, it's just where I was. I was standing here, it's like, hey, this is a cool frame. There's a lot of detail, actually. You can kind of see the undercarriage of the plane. You would not be able to read any symbols or text, of course, but it's still kind of cool. Okay, so inside of a store. I was not sure what I was expecting, I guess. I mean, so the labels aren't blown out. The shadows are also pretty fine. There seems to be like this weird gradient pattern happening, and I don't know if that's... I don't know why that is. I don't know if it appears in the digital version. I'm guessing it was just something to do with how the shelves are with the light bouncing around. But, hey, Kirin Ichiban, good beer. Sapporo, good beer too. Where's Asahi? I don't know. But it doesn't look bad for indoors, just at 1600. I don't think I made any changes to this, but I don't recall. This was a long time ago. Needless to say, it's very crunchy. Reading text is a bit of a stretch past the big brand names, but like you won't be able to see like the fine print on things really, but you can still see everything that you need to tell what something is. This is the town over from where I was, and this is weird. So the colors of it are, it still has a little bit of that purple in it, and it almost looks kind of blue actually, the way that my window light and probably increased saturation in the camera setting is treating this. It's like ever so slightly bumped up, but you can also kind of see just, everything's here. You can still probably read that if you get close enough. It's a sharp image. I have nothing to really complain about if you use Kentmere at 1600 for landscape work. I mean, you still get a lot of these immaculate details, such as all this like razor wire up here and all these little fence links. Nothing gets lost. You can still see keep out, but I wouldn't say that this is, for top peak clarity or anything, but it's a great budget option if you don't want to buy the 3200 ISO version, since, this is like, well, it's just over a third of the price. I think Kentmere's like $5 usually, so 5, and then the 3200 I think is like 13. It's like 13 or 14. So after the push, I mean, it's a big difference in price. but especially if you don't need 3200, 1600 works quite well. And older film cameras don't always go to 3200. Keep that in mind. I love this one. I really love this one. It's very, it jumps out at you. This would be nice to print on a really big, I might actually try and print this on a 16 by 20 just to see the clarity of it. But look at the branches. Look at everything. It's all there. But the way everything kind of just, settles inside of the photo is quite cool. I would put this at like Kentmere at 1600. I kind of put it in the same realm as Harman Phoenix. Just, it's such a great film to experiment with and create cool, unique photos and designs. And yeah, they are grainy, but man, look at that. Regular Kentmere is not grainy, really. It's actually quite decent, but of course we're pushing it, so. Yeah, this is another one where I don't think I completely took out the base color. I don't know, did I? Unless that's just the paper. I don't know, I got it printed at one of those Kodak print things. I don't know. This should all be black and white, but I'm shooting it in color, so this is just what my prints look like. Yours will definitely vary. So, yeah, it looks pretty sweet. Got a good park bench here. Nice river that I wouldn't swim in because I'm terrified. And, well, it's kind of lonely. It's a lonely aesthetic. It's kind of just a lonesome road. Still cool. There's a lot of detail in the branches still. That's what matters. Highlights are fine. It was just kind of one of those plain cloudy days that were really gray anyway, so I don't have anything to report there. Unfortunate. We move up to the last item, and I can't put it vertically, really. I mean, I kind of can. This is some kind of a chapel. Now, this was really interesting to me because look at all this. Look at this separation between the dark and the light. It's not overbearing. It works. I like this top piece too, and in the sea of like really nice textured grain. That's the thing. If you look at this on a computer monitor, it looks way, 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 way worse than this. Of course, the computer monitor is bigger, you might argue, but grain doesn't actually ruin an image, usually, if you print it. It's really hard, really, really hard to ruin an image with grain. You have to be way up there if you're printing that, because it looks different. It's a lot smoother. So don't ever fear high ISO. If you need to take a shot, you need to sometimes make that compensation. Even on, of course, digital, but film, it looks pretty natural. I like this photo a lot. The framing I did is just one thing, but I don't know what the light meter was doing, to be honest with you. But it just goes to show there is a surprising amount of detail here. So, yeah. That's it for Kentmere 400 at 1600. So push 2 stops. I don't really have more examples of it right now, but if you'd like to see other film stocks, please let me know. I also have like 350 views on the Harman Phoenix one, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I like doing these because I like showing off things that I A, do, but B, just different things that you can do with film. It's kind of my journey through it as well. It's my fun little side project, and yeah, I'd love to do more. Anyways, see ya.